Good afternoon. Fade to Black breaking news for this Monday, May 22nd, 2023. This is all of the news that you need. I'm Jimmy Church. I hope that everybody had a great, amazing weekend. I did. Let's get straight to it. On this day in history, the classic film, The Shining, Stanley Kubrick's adaptation of Stephen King's 1977 novel, was released in theaters. My world changed. Fader fact. A common misconception is that the term Wi-Fi is short for wireless fidelity. Well, Wi-Fi was actually created by the marketing company Interbrand, and it doesn't mean anything. And that is your Fader fact. Let's get to the breaking news. Millions of people in Mexico have been warned to prepare for a possible evacuation after increased activity from the country's most dangerous active volcano, which has been spewing ash into several nearby towns since last week. All of this according to authorities. The ash from Popocatépetl volcano, which is in central part of the country, has delayed flights into Mexico City and led authorities to close schools in dozens of municipalities. Some 25 million people live in a 60-mile radius of the volcano, which is about 45 miles southeast of Mexico City and located between the states of Morelos, Puebla, and Mexico City. Here we go. Wow. It was announced today the 600th person to enter Earth orbit just docked at the International Space Station aboard the second commercial mission to fly there. Yesterday, Rayana Barnawi lifted off with fellow Saudi Space Commission astronaut Ali Akarni. It is a privately funded astronaut mission, and John Schaffner of Tennessee and former astronaut Peggy Whitson on their second mission, organized by Houston-based services company Axiom Space. The four Axiom 2 crewmates launched at 5:37 p.m. Eastern Time yesterday on the SpaceX Dragon spacecraft Freedom atop a Falcon 9 rocket from pad 39A at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. A flying restaurant. Rihanna is also the first Saudi woman to fly in space and the first Arab woman to orbit the Earth. 600th. Absolutely incredible. Now, flights from Catania Airport in Sicily were grounded yesterday after volcanic ash from an eruption of Mount Etna covered the runways. Airport authorities announced that flights would be suspended until today at 9 a.m. local time due to the fallout from the eruption. They later updated that flights are expected to resume at around midday noon today local time. Volcanoes erupting around the world. A recently published study says that New York City is literally sinking lower into its surrounding waters due to the weight of its more than 1 million skyscrapers. According to geological research published in the journal Earth and Future, the nearly 1.7 trillion pound total weight of the buildings in New York City is causing it to sink at a rate of about 1 to 2 millimeters a year, with some areas subsiding much faster. The study's lead researcher, geologist Tom Parsons of the United States Geological Survey, said that while the sinking may not yet be visible to the naked eye, the gradual descent is making the city extremely vulnerable to natural disasters. Lower Manhattan, in particular, is at risk, with Brooklyn and Queens being areas of concern as well. Manhattan is sinking. The Texas House this past Friday approved legislation that would expand the ways Texans can be arrested for sexual conduct in front of a minor. Senate Bill 12 was originally pitched as a way to ban children from attending drag shows, but the House sponsor amended the bill to remove explicit mentions of drag performers and said that the legislation now bars anyone from various acts in front of a minor or in a public place. The bill passed a vote of 88 to 12. 42 members were recorded as being present but not voting, an unusually high number. It must get the approval of the House once more, which could come as early as this Saturday. And the Senate needs to sign off on any changes before it would head to Governor Greg Abbott. The legislative session ends on May 29th. That's right. Texas is about to ban the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. Seriously. And finally, I'll leave you with this. Calvin Coolidge was in the White House. Charles Lindbergh had flown across the Atlantic, and someone had checked out The History of the United States, right? A book from the St. Helena Library. It was 1927, and 96 years later, the book was finally returned to the library. The book is older than the library as we know it today. Back when the book was checked out, the library was just a subscription service. Customers were charged 25 cents a month to check out books. The man who dropped off the book gave little explanation, didn't give his name, wasn't recognized, and the staff has no idea who the gentleman was. And the library officials said they will waive the $1,700 fine. There you go. That's all the breaking news that you need for this Monday, May 22nd, 2023. Fade to Black Breaking News is produced by Renee Newman. I'm Jimmy Church. Go Backley Tappy.